All right, welcome back to Design Huddle. We have an amazing guest, my dear friend Melinda. If you follow Design Huddle for a while, she's been on the podcast before, so we don't have a ton of returning guests. We maybe have 3 or 4 returning guests. She might be the 4th returning guest, which is super exciting because I always like to think of like Design Huddle is like my baby. I've grown it. Like now, like my family is getting bigger, the community that I care so much about. But thank you for joining. It's so good to have you. So if everyone that doesn't know you, how would you describe yourself?
Oh, everyone that doesn't know me, I'm a graphic designer turned brand strategist turned educator.
Love
That's
it.
how I would describe.
So that's a classic career choice, but that is the undersell of the century. She's the founder and creative director at Marks and Maker. She has this unbelievable class that we're going to talk about for anybody looking to, level up and, hopefully get over their imposter syndrome. We're going to be talking a lot about that today. And we're also going to talk a little bit about just like her career path. One of my favorite things about Melinda is she comes from a background where she's worked at like Oakley and Paramount Pictures and some other companies. And then she actually ventured out and started, her own venture, Marks and Maker, which is a super cool company. They've worked with some awesome companies. So I also want to pick her brain about that. It was just like an update because I'll link out in the show notes our previous episode. This will just kind of be an update. Since then, not a lot has changed. The world basically just burned to the ground and we're year 2 of a global pandemic. But other than that, things are going great. So Melinda, let me put you on the spot for a second. What are you most proud of in the last year? Like, what's something that you've accomplished that you're most proud of?
I love this question because it's actually not directly to do with me. It's my students.
Love it.
And it's the wins and the transformations that I've seen my students go through because I pivoted my business from being a graphic designer, working on brand identity to brand strategy. I had found a process that worked for me, a way of thinking about it, a mindset shift. But that worked for me, and I wasn't necessarily sure if it was going to work for anyone else. And so when I started teaching others how to do the same thing, up their rates, work on bigger projects, work on bigger branding projects, I didn't know if it was going to work for somebody else or how to make it work for somebody else. And over the past, it's been almost 2 years since I started teaching on my process and then helping others make that transition. They have had massive wins. Like a couple of our students who are now coaches in the course, their client that they worked on, this branding project, their client got on Dragon's Den, which is the UK version of Shark Tank, and won investment.
So cool.
So that was one
That's
that's like right at the tip of my memory. It's like, I'm proud of them. Like I'm super, super proud of them and the fact that I get to be a part of their growth and journey.
Yeah, that's cool. So let's talk a little bit about that. So Marks and Maker was your branding agency. Is that a good way to describe it? Or is it, it's more than that.
Consultancy. Yeah.
Consultancy. And you launched a brand strategy 101 course. So if you go to marksandmaker.com, it actually takes you here. So anybody listening that wants to check it out, there's a ton of people a lot of our listeners are very interested in brand strategy for a lot of reasons. I think people that can storytell and communicate are some of the most important people to build a company and build a brand today. So this course I feel like is like perfect for those type of people to sink their teeth into. So what is the course? What do you get from the course? So if you sign up and get started, like what can you walk away with, by the end of the 6 days?
Yeah. So the brand strategy 101 course is really giving just a crash course of like, what is this? What's brand strategy according to Melinda? Because you can go get a different definition from somebody else, but how is it that I see it? But then also, what are the mindset shifts that need to happen if that is something that you're interested in? So by the end of it, hopefully you'll end up with a new mindset and a new lens on what it is, an understanding of it, but then potentially also things that you might have to change in yourself to get to that point. So that's the free 101 course. And then I have like a deeper dive if someone was like, yes, this is for me. I want to do this. I want to learn with a community and coaches. Then we have the boot camp for that.
Thank you for listening to today's episode of Design Huddle. The opinions expressed are solely our own and do not express the views or opinions of our employer.